everyone, welcome to our 6th J-Syd InstaLive talk. My name is Jessica, Jessica, and today's topic is, you guessed it, all about sign language. So get excited, because I'm excited. But yes, so sign language. Did you know that Japan has its very own form of sign language as well, that is different from the sign language that we use here in Australia, which is Auslan, by the way. So to talk a little bit more about Japanese sign language, I'm inviting on our next wonderful guests, Ms Sara-Jane Seery and Ms Chikako Hara. Sara-Jane is a former JET program participant, and Chikako Hara is actually a native user and speaker of Japanese Sign Language. So we're going to be listening to some of her own personal experiences about what it was like for her to grow up deaf, to find out what inspired her to move and live abroad here in Australia, as well as learning some sign language ourselves, some Japanese sign language, and having a little bit of a look at the differences between Auslan and Japanese Sign Language. Before we jump in, I just want to remind everybody that you can view any of our previous lives by going directly onto our Instagram profile. You can find previous ones there, or else you can jump straight onto our website. So if you go to the top menu, Information Culture, go to the J-Syd InstaLive, and then if you hop on over to, if you scroll down, you'll find the archives there with direct links so you can watch those to catch up on any other talks that you've missed. Oops, sorry, I've just received a message from Sarah. Give me 2 seconds, everybody, while I see what's happening on their end. Oh, no. Don't you love technology? Apparently I have to update before it will let me continue to use this. Well, isn't that annoying? Sorry, everybody. Let me just jump on to my computer and find out what's happening here. Okay, won't be too long. They'll be jumping on in a minute, I promise. And then we're going to get into some fantastic discussion about sign language. There we go. We've sorted that one out. Sorry about the wait, everybody. I'm just going to invite our guests on now to have a look. So let me... Yes, hello, Sarah. Okay. Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice of you to join.
Thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
My name is Chikako, or Chika, Chika. Yeah, or Chika in sign language.
Chika?
Chika. Yes.
Is that your sign?
Yes.
Your sign name?
Sign name, yes.
Chika. I love it.
But in Japan, my name is different in Japanese Sign Language. It's Chika. Hara, as in stomach, and then Chika.
Oh.
Yeah, my last name is Hara. Yeah. And this is Chi in sign language, so Hara, Chika.
Ah, and
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my name there. Yeah.
yeah, wow. That's already so interesting to learn that your name is signed differently.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, so thank you for coming on and joining us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy to be a part of this.
I'm happy too. Me too.
Yeah, that's great.
So let's jump right in.
Yeah. Okay.
We ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're fine. I'm
Excellent.
ready to go.
We're good. Fantastic. So can you tell me, Chika, where you're from in Japan?
Oh, I'm from the large city of Nagoya.
Ah,
Yeah, Nagoya in Japanese Sign Language. Nagoya.
can you sign that again?
Again?
Nagoya.
Nagoya. Why is it called Nagoya?
Yeah.
Nagoya has a castle. It has a castle, and it's the decorative pieces on the edge of the roofing. Yeah. So when you look at Nagoya Castle, it's got the little dips in it on the Yeah, so that's what it represents there for Nagoya Castle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, my pleasure teaching you.
We've only just started and I'm already learning so much sign language.
Yeah, that's good.
Oops. Sorry, let me just pull up what I'm doing today.
Okay.
All right, so you're from Nagoya?
Yes. I was born and I grew up in Nagoya, and my family still lives there in Nagoya.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Wow. So what was it like growing up in Nagoya?
So I'm 40 now, and I've lived and grown up in the same family house for all that time. Yeah, so it was very interesting. My family are all hearing. I'm the only deaf person in my family, and went to school, to a deaf school in Nagoya there. But when I was 15, I changed schools to a hearing school, where I integrated with the hearing community, and I studied in a regular school in Japan from 15 for high school.
For high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So how many people is in your family?
My family has my mother, my father, and an older and two older and a younger sister. I have an older sister as well, and then me, and then my younger sister. So I'm the middle child. Yeah. So it's all quite confusing.
Wow, you have a lot of siblings.
But they're all hearing. Yeah, so it was quite confusing to try and communicate with them when I was growing up. I grew up orally, so I learned to lip read. Yeah. And I can understand my family just from reading their lips, and they have a little bit of an interest in sign language, but they can't produce full conversations with me in sign.
Yeah.
But they're still keen on signing, but I usually communicate best with them orally when they're just speaking, reading.
Wow. And was that difficult for you to learn how to lip read?
Yes, it was. And I found out I was deaf when I was around 1 year old. And my mother, and it was suggested to my mother that I was taught orally. So I could be in the hearing world and can survive in the hearing world. So that was a decision that my parents made to bring me up orally. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were brought up orally.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you learn sign first?
Where did you? At the deaf school. Yeah. So because yeah. Yeah, they're focused on reading. And when I was 14, 16, I can't remember, it wasn't enough. So I was getting very tired of having to do everything orally. Yeah. And it was really difficult to read the lips. Yeah. But now it's no problem. No problem at all. I'm fluent in reading orally.
How in English as well?
Oh, just a little bit of English. Yeah, but it's difficult to read orally English because I'm more proficient in Japanese. But Auslan's okay, and it's yeah. So I have to keep saying sometimes, sorry, I can't read your English. Can you please write it down for me? Or here's what I want to say. Yeah, I get by writing things down. Or a memo. Yeah, or I have a memo book that I take around with me, and I write down the English, and that's how I kind of communicate here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but there's a lot of good people, and it makes it worthwhile.
Ah, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. Yay.
So you're fluent then in Japanese Sign Language and Auslan.
My first language is Japanese Sign Language, and my second is Japanese speaking, Japanese language. My third is Auslan, and fourth is English, but sometimes I change to American Sign. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it's like a battle between English and American Sign Language, which is my fourth or fifth. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You're so proficient in many languages.
Oh, it's because sign is a language. Not a lot of people sign. Yeah, not a lot of people know how to sign, and the community is very, very small. So some people ask me, are sign languages all the same? And I'm like, no. Always they're asking me if it's the same, and I'm constantly saying, no, they're not the same. They're all very different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And you mentioned before that sometimes you mix Auslan and ASL.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. So can we give a quick demonstration, perhaps to everyone who's watching, on what these differences are?
Okay. Yep. Okay. Very good. In Auslan, mother, father. But in Japanese, mother, father. But in ASL, it's mother, father. Mother, father. So they're all very different.
Wow,
Just that simple.
different.
Yeah. Very, very different. Yeah. Very similar would be grammar. Grammar is very similar between the sign languages. Because, yeah, it's very, very similar because they don't have a lot of, like at or like the and those kinds of ire kotoba. So the small ones.
The little
The
words.
the connecting words. So a lot of them are replaced by just signs, or they don't use them at all. So the grammar is quite similar across sign languages because they don't adhere to the rules of spoken language in that way. Yeah, but the signs can be very different.
Yeah, wow. No, that is incredibly fascinating. So, when did you first start learning English and English Sign Language?
When I was in Japan at the deaf school, I had to learn English. I had English class. I had to learn English since I was 12. Yeah, from 12 years old. Like a regular school child in Japan. And when I was learning English, I was like, whoa, what does this mean? Yeah. And it was really difficult for me because I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any experience with any international people. So it was very, yeah. So I wanted to learn English more, and that's why I've come to Australia. Yeah. And at the same time, I saw Australian Sign Language, Auslan. And I was like, oh, that looks really fun. So I started to learn it, and I started to and learned it more and more, and it really suited me, and I've really enjoyed the journey so far. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, how long have you been in Australia?
Yeah. Now I'm 41. I'm 41 years old. When I first came to Australia, I was 23. Yeah. For a volunteer for teaching hearing Australian kids about Japanese. Origami. Yeah, teaching them origami, like soft skills and soft culture skills. Yeah, and I was teaching Australian children. And then I saw Auslan, and I didn't know what he was saying to me. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, wow, there's Auslan. And I'm like, right. Then the next time I came, I was about 25. And that was the second time I came to Australia, and I learned Auslan. And then slowly, gradually, working holiday visa. Yeah. And then now, last year, I got my diploma of Auslan with Deaf Services Queensland. Yeah. And I managed to extend my visa for another year. And it was really fun to learn Auslan. And it was very wonderful. It's a beautiful language. So I've been going back and forth between Australia and Japan a lot with Auslan and learning back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, it's been 20 years now. Oh, I've been here almost 10 times in the course of that time, since 23, back and forth, back and forth. Auslan, visas, working holiday, yeah. Okay. And why is that? Because I have lots of friends in Australia who are deaf. And I enjoyed the community, and that's why I keep coming back.
Oh, wow. That's lovely. So, can you tell me a little bit about the differences, perhaps, between the deaf community in Japan and Australia?
Yeah, there's some similarities. People love to help each other out. Yeah, it's a very friendly community. All the same. Yeah. Everyone's happy working together. It's quite a very like a friendly community. And it's all quite mixed, yeah. Everyone kind of mingles and mixes together. It's a beautiful community. Yeah. Yeah, and it's similar with Japan. Yeah, similar. But the Australian community is definitely quite friendly, very mixed, and lots of different people. Food. Oh, the manners of like food. And like there's like a few little differences here and there, similar to Australia and Japanese culture. There's slight differences between the deaf communities. Yeah. Yeah. They're quite similar in the way they operate. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I have one deaf person that I love communicating with. Yeah, so interesting to see. And oh, yes, it takes a long time. Oh, there's like little clicks, you would say. Yeah, they're all quite very strong. Yeah, they're all quite very different as well. They all have a different focus. Some are very, they don't really adhere to the same time or like mannerisms of time that hearing people do. Like it can take like up to half an hour to an hour to say goodbye. Like it's just quite like a non-time constrained community when it comes to interacting with different people that way. Yeah. Same one. When we're finished, bye, go home, bye, time. And then they just keep going and going, and it kind of draws out, and then, yeah. And it's the same between both of them. It's a very drawn out process, so. Yeah, hearing people, it's easy to say bye, and then they go, they part ways. But with the deaf community, it's a very long, drawn-out process. It's like, bye, bye, oh, a thing, bye, bye. Oh, no, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes have passed, and you still haven't left. So, yeah.
I have to say, sometimes I do that with my friends.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we've had goodbyes that have lasted maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, that's the same thing happens. Yep.
Yeah, so I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Just chuckle.
So, Chika, have you ever taught Japanese Sign Language?
Yes, I have. I teach deaf children, mothers and fathers. I've taught. Oh, this is in Japan. My job was to teach deaf children sign language and their parents, and other family members as well. That's one of my jobs. And one of the other jobs I used to do was to care for the elderly, like aged care system. I used to work as well. Yeah. And I used to help a lot of people, in the community in Japan. And I want to try to do the same thing here in Australia with aged care and teaching sign language. So I'm studying now, to aged care for for the elderly and community work. So that's kind of the three things that kind of encompass me in my career, and that's why I continue to study in Australia.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Your passion, I can feel it.
Yeah, I could really feel it. Yeah. Oh, and she's like, yeah, that's right. And then she's like, yes, cool.
Yeah.
She's nodding. Yeah,
So,
wonderful.
how about you teach us some Japanese Sign Language?
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. An easy way is to just teach some simple, like, introductory signs that I might do, some Japanese signs. So in Auslan, so that means good morning in Japanese. Ohayo
Right.
gozaimasu, because this is the pillow. So ohayo, your head's coming off the pillow, and these are people bowing. Yeah, it's ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see, even in this action, the culture, Japanese culture.
See the culture. Yeah. Yeah.
So, ohayo gozaimasu, good morning.
Yeah. Okay. So good. Yeah. So good morning. Was it good morning, Auslan? Yep. Good morning in Auslan. Yep. And then Japanese sign, it's ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah. Okay. And then the second one is hello. Hello. Hello in Auslan. And in Japanese sign language, it's konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's the time, 12 o'clock on the clock. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Whoops. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. So it represents the 12 lunchtime on a watch or a clock. So konnichiwa. Yeah.
All right.
Next is nighttime. Night. I'm going to sleep. This is oyasumi. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, pretend to sleep. And then and then good night in Auslan. Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How about a simple 自己紹介 self-introduction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is Japanese Sign Language. My name is Chika. It's lovely to meet you. 私の名前はチカと申します。よろしくお願いします。Oh, I was born in Nagoya. So 名古屋の出身です。名古屋市に生まれてきました。And now 今。Now 今マッサージいろいろのことマッサージについていろいろなことを勉強しています。真面目に勉強してます。Yeah. So, yeah, cool.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you want to do it slower so maybe the other people could practice? So my name. 私の名前は
So my name. 私の名前は
And Yubimachi? What's your name? Oh, wow! Yeah, that's amazing, Jessica. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, you understand. I understand completely your sign. Yeah.
That's
Good. Okay, so you have the Yubimonji. So, 私の名前は Yubimonji. Name.
Yeah.
And then よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Lovely.
Yes, we don't say that in English very much.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah. Good to meet you. But よろしくお願いします。
Lovely. Okay.
Well, how about thank you? ありがとうございます。
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 Okay, how about final one? Subarushi. Wonderful. Fantastic.
Subarushi. Yeah. Wow, Subarushi. Yeah. Like I'm jumping out of the air. Like, whoa. Whoa. Subarushi. Yeah. And a lot of it's from your face as well. So we can tell like if you're surprised by looking at like, oh. Yeah, so the facial features are very important as well when using sign language.
Right, so it's not just the signs you make with your hands.
No, that's right. It's not only just hand signs.
Expression.
There's a lot of expressions and other visual features to give the meaning. Yeah. It's a lovely language. Yeah, sign languages are lovely languages.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. So. Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah. So do you have any final words that you would love to give everybody?
Oh. Now I'm living and working on the Gold Coast. And I'm working as a cleaner in the cleaning industry with other people. Yeah. And it's all a bit of a mix with mixed people. Yeah. And not a lot of people know that I'm deaf. And when people learn Auslan, I want more people to learn Auslan, and I want them to know where. Yeah, and that's at Deaf Services. They have Auslan courses, so if you're interested. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm working, I would love to start working as a teacher of Auslan. But hearing people, I was quite surprised when there's to see people, like deaf people from overseas in Australia. So I guess I'm just working on building more awareness. And Japanese people like English, at the deaf school, English was boring, actually. So a lot of people think English is really boring and not so fun. So that a lot of overseas languages, they don't know where to learn them or like which ones are available. So it's quite difficult. So I want to help overseas people interpreting and interpreting Auslan. So, for like Japanese people who come to Australia. So like developing better relations for the deaf people to come to Australia and enjoy Australia and help spread some more awareness of Japanese Sign Language and trying to bridge our two cultures together that way. And it's quite difficult to find a school in Australia because overseas people like me are hearing, they're usually normally hearing, and it's difficult to get into school because for me it's difficult because it's deaf and I need an interpreter, and there's no Japanese Sign Language interpreters here. Yeah, so I have to do an Auslan interpreter. So yeah, there's a bit of, I'm trying, but it's been very difficult. Yeah. But when I came here some people can't come here to study, I don't know, but yeah, I think that would be my main message, is to try and build more awareness and encourage people to come over from Japan into Australia. And I just hope there's a better system created for people who want to study and who are deaf. I hope there's more availability for those people.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very happy to share my experiences with everyone here.
I think you're a fantastic advocate for what you believe in.
Oh, thank you. I'm a bit, now I'm really hazakashi.
And it was so lovely to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. And I think, in international languages. When did you start learning international languages?
Oh, me. From university.
That's weird. Oh. International Sign Language Day. When? When is International Sign Language Day? Do you know? That's what she's asking. Sorry, I misinterpreted. Yeah,
I know. International Sign Language Day.
Yes.
September 23rd.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yay! Yeah. It's a celebration of all sign languages throughout the world. on Facebook and Instagram. There's been a lot of more information this year. And I've seen lots of posts from lots of countries all over the world, everybody's celebrating in their own sign languages, and I hope people understand what the day is for, and I hope that every year that it gets more traction and more people have the opportunity to study and interact with people who are deaf and understand the community more.
Yes, absolutely. I hope so too, me too.
Yeah. Lovely.
Wonderful. So thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you both for joining.
No, you're welcome. Okay. Our pleasure.
No, the pleasure is all mine. So once again, arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
And I'll see you later.
See you around.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Okay, everyone. So that's it for our sign language talk today. I hope you found it as interesting as I did, and gained a really good insight into some of the differences and similarities between Auslan and Japanese Sign Language. And maybe you're even feeling a little bit braver and inspired to start learning some yourself. All right, so our next talk is going to be coming up on October 9th, so stay tuned for that. Don't miss that one. See you all later. Bye.